The healthy snacks and super quick mini meals for on-the-go eating. This is for those of you who want quick options. You're on the go, you travel a lot, things like that. These are the types of things that can get you through an entire workday without needing an actual meal necessarily. Okay? So you can see on your list there we've got nuts and nut mixes, beef sticks, cheese sticks, those types of things, fruit, veggies, cottage cheese, protein shakes. These are simple things, the simplest things you can find. And instead of turning to a fast food restaurant or stopping at a convenience store, the name convenience store should tell you right there. They're trying to appeal to your bad decision-making side. It's a convenience store. It's going to be convenient for you. Don't give up on nutrition, please. These types of foods can do all kinds of things for your health. Remember, you're putting things in your mouth to deliver nutrition to get you to your goals that you have. How easy was that? Just a quick trail mix that you can make on your own. And no, there's no M&Ms in this one. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh man, where's the M&Ms at? It takes no time to throw something like this together. And this can help deliver all kinds of nutrition to your body and be a very, very easy, convenient thing that you can be carrying with you all day long. It can be in a briefcase. It can be in your vehicle. Easy, easy option. A lot of the time we hear about people saying, well, because I travel and things like that, I don't bring food with me, or it's not convenient to bring food with me. Planning ahead takes tools as well. It's not just the planning. It's just like your kitchen. When you invest money into kitchen utensils, it's going to help you get whole foods in your meal plan. It's going to make sure that you're accomplishing your health goals. Same thing with travel stuff in containers. The list that we have here basically just goes through a really quick, a really small package, so to speak, of travel utensils that we find as being kind of your basics. Got to have a good cooler. This cooler is an electric cooler. It actually plugs into the car, right in your cigarette lighter. It's much better use of it, I think. Right? So this plugs right in. It can keep anything nice and cold. You got your little supplement case there, if you guys are taking supplements, which we'll get into next week, to make sure you don't forget your supplements. You've got your protein shaker, which you can put your protein mix in, and then all you have to do is just take your almond milk or cashew milk or your raw milk that you got from a local farmer but you didn't tell anyone about, and you just add the liquid and you shake it up and boom. You got a quick snack, and you avoided stopping at a convenience store or a fast food store and eating something that wouldn't necessarily get you to your health goals. These tools will help you do that. And then you'll notice that the containers down here, we're not using plastic containers anymore. We're using glass, Pyrex containers, those types of things. Especially if you're going to heat them up. If you're going to heat them up, make sure you're not using plastic containers. Has anyone heard the EPA stuff coming out on plastic containers? And food has compounds in it and acids in it and things like that. When food sits in plastic, plastic leaches. And plastic can disrupt a lot of things. Endocrine disruptors, there's a lot of stuff out there. Everyone's heard about BPA and all of that. It's one of the easiest things you can do is switch your containers to glass. Done deal. Stainless steel is also an option. Okay? Now, when it comes to investing in these tools, give yourself some time to do it. I would say that your kitchen utensils are your first transition, and then you will move into your other things. Because the things you use the most, that have the most impact on the quality of your food before you eat it, is going to be your pots and pans and things like that. That's where you want to make your first investment. And then you put together a schedule on how you're going to divest of your old things and invest into your new things. Okay? All right. Cooking methods. A lot of you have had questions about this. So this is our section about how we are going to recommend that you cook. You can see the oils here. These are high heat oils. Now the olive oil is not a high heat oil. It's a medium to low heat oil, but olive oil is a very common oil to use. And you just want to make sure if you're going to use olive oil for cooking, do not get it to its smoke point. Do not take it very high, because you will denature that fat and it will become a trans fat very quickly. So I would suggest if you're going to use a fat for cooking that you use a more stable fat like a coconut oil, that you use a butter. Remember, we want an organic butter if possible. Organic palm oil is one. Some people don't like the flavor of palm oil. It has kind of a nutty flavor to it, an earthy flavor to it. But it's also a very good oil. You'll notice these oils are saturated, and that's okay. And then ghee is another example of ghee is basically butter with the milk solids taken out. So it can cook at a higher temperature because you're not going to burn the milk solids. It won't turn brown, so to speak, like butter will. Does that make sense? Okay, so these are your good cooking oils. Cooking methods. Broiling, baking, using the oven, those types of things. Sautéing, that's what we mean by frying here. It's still the stovetop sauté and fry, not sticking it in a bunch of oil. Steaming, roasting, and then grilling to me would be last on this list. Now, I am from the great brat state of Wisconsin, and I have had grilled food my entire life, but I am not grilling much food anymore. And the reason I'm not doing it is just because, again, when you think about the investment that you're making in the food and the consciousness that you're putting into your health goals, you're eating on something that constantly has proteins and fats dripping down into the flame, burning, and then flying back up into the food that's cooked next. So it's kind of one of those things where I more minimize my grilling now. I would much rather cook on the pans that I invested into and make sure that the cooking surfaces that I'm putting my organic food on and my locally sourced food on, make sure that those cooking surfaces are not exposing me to the things I tried to avoid by getting the pans. Does that make sense? All right. So these are the things we like. We like using the oven. Someone asked me about a toaster oven as a question. They have I think there's the New Wave toaster ovens. Those things are great. They use infrared heat. Infrared heat is good. I don't mind it at all. It's good stuff. Microwave is a different story. Notice you don't have a microwave on here cooking you a TV dinner. We don't want to use microwaves. If you want to heat your food up, use a toaster oven. Okay? Maybe that'll be something that you will phase out. You may not do that right away, but phase it out. Try not to use that microwave unless you absolutely have to. If you need to thaw something out, thaw it out in water and keep it under a sink with some running, keep it in a bowl and run some water and thaw it out that way. Try not to thaw it out in your microwave if you can avoid that.